Hello, good evening, and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining today's session. I thought we'll just wait for a few more minutes, but that's fine. We can start anyway. Just let me please share my screen. Right, are you able to see my screen?
No.
Okay, just give me a second. How about now?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. All right, so today we are going to talk about the Master of Education program at Murdoch University. And, thanks very much once again for joining today. All right, a very quick introduction about me. My name is Megha Mani. I think a lot of you have seen a lot of emails from me. I have spoken to a few of you as well in the last couple of days. So I take care of the PG programs here in Murdoch University, Dubai. I am also the partnerships manager. I also look at corporate strategic tie-ups, accreditations, and also student employability and career portal. And my key focus is on helping in student recruitment and admissions for all the PG programs that we offer. So that's a little bit more about me in general. I have been in the education industry for like about 12 years. I worked with some other universities and business schools really as well, as you can see. And yes, my area of expertise is business and marketing. So that's me moving forward. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about obviously a little bit more about Murdoch University. We will also talk about the program information, the units, how the course structure. We would obviously talk about fees and the scholarships. How can you apply for scholarships? We would talk about the entry requirements. And we will also have a look at how can you do a credit transfer and credit exemptions. We would then finally look at timelines. We'll have a few, we have a few minutes to answer any questions you may have. And if time permits, we'll probably help you to start with the application as well today. So without further ado, let's get started. Right, so Murdoch University Dubai, or Murdoch University really was founded in 1976. We are located in Dubai, Perth, and Singapore. Perth, Australia being obviously our home campus. That's where we were founded. We have been in Dubai since 2008. We were earlier in Academic City, and we have recently moved last year to Knowledge Village, Knowledge Park. That's where we are located at the moment. We have been appreciated for, a couple of things like, for example, our starting salaries and educational experience for students is something that we have been appreciated and awarded for. We also very well known for our excellent career and learning support. Also, we are rated as the top 100 young universities in the world. So that's a little bit about us. The Dubai entity here is accredited by KHDA. And obviously, the university itself is accredited by TechServe, which is the Department of Education in Australia. So that's about the university. What do we offer? So we primarily are a boutique university. We offer very limited and selected programs. We offer only 4 types of undergraduate programs, which is psychology, business, communication, and IT. But we offer something which is called double majors, which is very, very attractive and very, very popular with students in general. In postgraduate, as you know, we offer the Master of Education program. We also offer graduate certificate in education, which again is something I will cover today in our presentation. And we also have a Masters of Science in IT and Master of Business Administration. So we have an MBA program as well that we offer. So these are all the programs that we offer here in our Dubai campus. Of course, the other campuses, and in fact, our home campus has a huge range of programs, including PhD. We offer these select few. Now let's dive into the Master of Education program itself. Who is this, who joins these programs? who is the right audience or people to join this. So the first group of people is obviously teachers, education leaders, school administrators, anyone from the education background looking to extend and deeper their expertise and looking for career growth. So basically, this is a postgraduate degree program that helps you dive deep into the education experience. Now, what does the course consist of? So the MEd course has 36 credit points with 7 units, right? Out of which we have 4 core units and 3 specialization units. Now, within the MEd program, we offer 2 specializations: instructional leadership and international education. The international education specialization also gives you an IB teaching and learning certificate, the International Baccalaureate Teaching and Learning Certificate. We'll learn more about them in detail now. So these are the core units in the MEd course. As you can see, Introduction to Research for Educators, Workplace Policy and Practice, Pathways to Understanding Education, and Education Project. These are the 4 core units that we offer, and these units comprise of 24 credit points. Each of these units are a 6 credit point unit. All right. Now, depending on which specialization you choose, you would do the additional 3 units. So instruction leadership units. So this is obviously for people looking to get into leadership positions. It's to increase your expertise in the leadership area. And it includes practical methods of instruction, leading educational change, learning multiple perspectives, policies, and practices. These are the 3 units. In international education, it's more teaching oriented. It deals with the international education issues and practices, teaching, learning, and working in culturally diverse environments. This unit is actually required for the IB teaching and learning certificate. And learning multiple perspectives, policies, and practices. Now, as you see, the last 2 units seem very similar. The name is same, but the focus is going to be slightly different. The focus of the leadership one is going to be slightly different from the international education one, which will focus more on the learning aspect or learning side of things. So this is how the units are. As you see, we have 3 credit point units also. We have 6 credit point units also. So just keep that in mind, that we have units which have different credit points. But as you know, the core units have 6 credit points each. And overall, when you finish your Master of Education program, you would graduate with 36 credit points. All right. Okay, some more information about the program. We only have one intake for the Master of Education, which is September. So if you join now, if you apply, you can apply for the September 2022 intake. However, if you do not, then you can only apply next year in September. All our other programs, we actually offer 3 intakes. We have January, May, and September. But for Master of Education, it's only the September intake. So if you miss now, then you have to wait till next year. What's the duration of the program? Okay, now all our programs are actually flexible, which means that you can choose to do as many units as you like, from 1 unit to 4 units in each trimester. However, with the Master of Education, what we have seen is it's usually a 6 trimester or a 2-year program. Now, for whoever doesn't understand trimester, it's 4 months. So we have 3 trimesters in a year. It's different from the semester, which is 6 months. Trimester is only 4 months. Again, like I mentioned, we offer something called flexible learning. So depending on your workload, depending on your other commitment, you can choose to do lesser units or more units, and you can accordingly you would finish the course. But ideally, on an average, most people are able to complete it in 1.5 or 2 years. Sometimes it also depends on how many units are being offered. So it's important that we have 1 or 2 students at least for each unit or more, for that unit to be offered as well. So all units are not really running in all trimesters, you see. So but of course we offer the flexible learning approach. Now, what are the class timings? So all our master's programs, including Master of Education or Graduate Certificate in Education and MBA and everything, the classes are only on weekdays, evenings, between 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it could be a 2-hour or a 3-hour class, rarely anything more. And you would study, let's say if you're going for a 2-year part-time course, you study 2 to 3 days in a week. Depends on which units as well, whether it's 3 credit point unit or a 6 credit point unit. Of course, the program itself is structured in the coursework format, which means there would be a lot of assessments and assignments, which is a part of the course. So it's not very theory based program. So even though the classes are going to be for a limited time, there would be a lot of after work that you would need to put in for the program. So that's something I would like to inform you as well. So around 15 to 20 hours in a week is what you would require to focus on your Master of Education on in the part-time mode. Class hours would be a lot lesser, obviously. Now, what's the mode of the program? So earlier, obviously, we had it completely face-to-face, but after COVID, we were at one point, we were only offering virtual programs. Now we are offering a hybrid program, which means, you're very much welcome to come and attend face-to-face, but for any reason, if you cannot, you can also attend it virtually. This is only for the master's programs. For the undergrad programs, it's compulsory for them to come to the campus from September onwards. However, for master's programs, we understand that students are, busy working schedule. We have students from Abu Dhabi, some from other GCC countries. It's very difficult for them to come to campus every single class. But what we've noticed is most of them actually manage to come as well. So, but if you can't, that's fine. There will be a screen as well. So the lecturer would be delivering the class face-to-face with a screen as well. So you'll get to see the whole class either way and interact with everybody virtually as well. So that's some information about the program. Now let's talk about fees and scholarships. Now, the course fees for the entire MEd is 75,000. So that's the program fees. Of course, you will not always pay the full amount. There are different types of scholarships that we offer. We have academic scholarships from 15% to 25% to 40% as well. We have something called partner school bursary of 20%. So all GEM school, for example, we are partnered with GEM school. So if you're a teacher or staff of a GEM school, you would be able to get the 20% straight away and any additional academic scholarship. So 40 is actually the maximum that anybody can get. And you can combine these in different ways, right? We also have something called group scholarships. So sometimes we have entire group of faculty from a school who want to join us. So at that time, we offer some more discounts as well. And for everybody, we have an early bird discount, which is on top of everything else. Your offer letter will never show the early bird discount, but you would get an additional 10% on top based on the date that you enroll. So before the 5th of April, you would get a 10%. We may have a 5% after that, but we're not sure about that yet. Or maybe it would be the full amount. Now, again, like I mentioned, we are very flexible with even the payment. So we do not expect you to pay the entire fees. Ideally, students pay every trimester, but we also have payment and installment facilities available. And I'm going to show you the fee breakup as well, which will give you a very good idea of the amounts that you're going to pay on a monthly or a yearly basis, right? Now, if you see the full fees, if you, for example, you're not able to get any discount or any scholarship at all, then the fees is 75,000, right? Now, if you see per credit point, you're paying 2083. And let's say that you're going to do it in 2 years in the part-time mode, the regular mode. You would then be paying 12,500 each trimester. That's 3 times in a year, total of 6 times, right? 6 trimesters. If you do see that if for example, if you want to get a payment plan, that amount would get divided by 3. So we offer a total of 6 installments per year or 12 installments for the full 2 years. So your payment would only be 4167 paid 6 times a year or 12 times in 2 years. Similarly, I have provided the breakup based on your scholarship that you achieve. Again, the amount that you're paying will depend on the units that you choose as well. Maybe you decide to just go with 1 unit or not, maybe 3 units because you want to finish it early. So in that way, your fees will change. But this is the most generic pattern where we assume you're going to do 2 units to start with. Okay. So as you see, if you actually manage to get a 40%, which is not difficult, a lot of our Master of Education students are extremely experienced, very good in their bachelor's. They have amazing marks and they're able to get 40%. So that's not very rare. In other programs, it's rare, but Master of Education, most of our applicants are able to get a 30 or a 40%. So if that's the case, then you're only going to invest something like initial payment would be 2,500, which you pay like 6 times in a year, which I think makes it extremely competitive and reasonable for a master's degree. So that is possible as well. Now let's talk about the entry requirements. So the Master of Education at Murdoch University is not a teaching qualification. It is for people from the teaching background. So if someone is from not the teaching background, they will not be able to join. So you need to either have a Bachelor of Education or any other bachelor degree plus a graduate diploma of education. So you do need some kind of a education degree earlier on, whether it's a diploma or a bachelor or master's, but a teaching qualification is required to do our Master of Education. So that's the requirement. We all obviously are very flexible with that as well. We take into consideration the experience. If you're a teacher for a very long time, that would be considered as well. We also have an English requirement, but again, that depends on many factors. Your academic background, the language of your country, your native language, all those kind of things, which we will determine at a later point. And if you have done any English test earlier, great. If not, we'll let you know if it is required at a later stage. Most importantly, all your applications are going to be assessed automatically for a scholarship. So you don't have to apply for a scholarship separately. We would assess your application for a scholarship anyway. However, it's important for you to make sure that you submit all the details, all the documents, and we'll talk about that also in some time. Right. I wanted to quickly go through the credit exemptions. If you have any kind of prior learning that you think is very similar to the units that we offer or the content that you're going to study here, and you think it needs to be exempted, that's very much possible. It's called advanced standing. So what you need to do is you need to fill up this form, which we'll share with you if you ask us. And we also will need the following information. We'll need your academic transcripts from that particular previous education, description of their grading system, and description of the subjects, unit, guide, subject outline. So these are things that your previous institution will be able to provide you. But please remember that without this, we will not be able to go ahead and do the assessment of credit transfer. Also, the credit transfer can be done along with your initial application. It takes a bit longer. It can also be done later on. So if you decide to start the program and maybe you're waiting for information from the previous institute, it's fine. We can always do it at any point of time. So even if you start studying with us and you realize, hey, you know what, this is something I've already done. Unless and until you have not completed that program or course, you can still apply for credit exemption or advanced standing. So don't worry much about it unless it's also, if you have exemptions on units, you would not have to pay for it. So it also will make your fees lesser if you have exemptions. All right. So before I move on, I just want to know if anyone has any questions about the Master of Education program. Any questions? Okay. If not, then I would. Okay. Yes, the classes are in a hybrid mode. I can see a question on the chat. So the classes would be in the hybrid mode, which means it would be offered both online, virtually, as well as face-to-face at the same time. So that's what hybrid mode would mean. All right, if there are no questions, I'm going to quickly move forward with, can you see my screen? Okay. I'm going to quickly go ahead with the graduate certificate in education. All right. Now, the graduate certificate in education is a one-year program, and it's primarily a part of MEd. So it's like a pathway for MEd. So people without any, who are not eligible to apply directly for Master of Education have to go through the graduate certificate in education. But it's not just only for them. If you're someone who does not want to invest time and money into studying a degree, but you want to just do a certificate course, this is a very reasonable course that you can do, just finishes in 1 year, not too much of study load, just 3 units. And at any point of time, you can go ahead and complete your MEd doing the remaining units. So that's how this works. Everything else with it remains absolutely the same. We have flexible learning. This takes 3 trimesters because we expect students to do only 1 unit in a trimester. Yeah, if you complete your if you complete this, your Master of Education fees is only 50,000 because you only have 4 units left to complete out of this total 7 units, right? This also gives you the IB Teaching and Learning Certificate. All right, so that's about the graduate certificate in education. I'm going to show you our campus now. I don't know if all of you have attended or visited us, but if not, please do visit us. This is our reception area. This is our library, and this is also our student lounge on the other side of the reception, all the way down to the student kitchen area. I don't have the classrooms here. I should have one of that as well. But yeah, it's a 2-floor campus in Knowledge Village. Pretty vibrant, pretty nice, comfortable, and you're very, very much welcome to come and visit us at any point of time. We have open days and we'll invite you for those as well. Or you can visit us anytime from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. on weekdays. Unfortunately, we are not available on weekends. But if you really want to come on a weekend, I can definitely try and come to see you as well. Right. The graduate certificate fees breakup is here. If at all you're somebody interested in this program, this is how your fees per trimester would look like based on your scholarship. Again, this program also has maximum 40% scholarship. The 10% early bird also applies for it. And this is how much you would be paying. This is the progression to MEd after the graduate certificate. So this is the breakup of fees. If you have completed your graduate certificate in education, this is what your fees would look like for the remaining MEd course that you need to do, which would be 24 units, 24 credit points. Right. Lastly, I would like to talk about the timelines. So the scholarship or the application assessment usually takes about 7 working days. Once you have made your online application, and I'm going to check with you if you want me to show you that quickly today or not. Once you have completed your application, it will give you an application number, and you need to just track your application. It would take about 7 working days for us to come back to you with an offer letter, or sometimes it would be asking for additional documents. But the offer letter is going to show you very clearly your fees, your scholarship. If you have applied for a graduate certificate, then it will show you your fees for both programs, MEd after that as well. If it's an MEd, then it'll show you everything on your offer letter, and also what other documents is required, if English is required or not. So I would really request you to make an application as soon as possible so that If at all you decide to join us, you still can make it before our 5th April 10% early bird deadline. Credit transfers takes around 14 days. Again, if you're someone who's looking at saving money by getting credits also transferred, you should do your application right away so that we have enough time before the deadline. Will be a bit tight actually with credit transfer since we're already in mid-March. But if you're really serious, you can apply this weekend or before this weekend. I keep talking about the early bird 10%. The deadline is 5th of April. The final deadline is 15th of June. So if you enroll after 5th of April, you obviously won't get the additional 10%, but we will still accept you. But before 15th of June, you need to enroll for the program. The class start date is 5th of September. And orientation actually would happen 1 week before 5th of September. So before that, we need to have any conditions met and all the verification and documentation to be done before starting of the classes. Again, questions?
Hi, this is Alicia. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, so my main concern is, or I just want to find out, again, related to the hybrid learning. So because I live far away, I would opt for like 100% online. That would be something that I would want. And then upon qualifying, I would then need to do equalization. With that, would my qualification be recognized because I was online and not face-to-face?
Right. So like I said, this is a full-time program. It is not an online program. As you know, full-time and online programs are differently accredited sometimes. So this is a full-time program. And even though we are offering a hybrid learning, we would still expect the student to at least come down once to interact, or twice at least in the whole program, if not more. But it's a hybrid learning. So yes, you can pretty much attend it almost 100% in a hybrid mode, which means you're still attending virtual classes, interacting with everyone. And there will be no issue with the accreditation or anything or equivalency, because this is a full-time Master of Education degree that you would be receiving. But I know for a fact that there will be an expectation for students to maybe just once in the whole course to show up or meet the colleagues or the classmates and things like that. Does that answer your question?
Yes. So just to confirm, like for example, 70% online, 30% attendance, we would still be able to accredit the qualification once completed.
Yes, exactly, because there will be no marking or making, we won't be really tracking, who's attending in online or face-to-face really, because this is the full-time program. It used to be a fully face-to-face, but now due to obviously COVID and situations like that, we made it hybrid. And also it's obviously, with working professionals, not always possible for them to come to the campus. So yes, in all truth, you can obviously attend even 95% online, but it's not going to really reflect anywhere as such, neither in your degree or neither in any of the transcripts.
Okay, thank you. And I just have one more question. So
Sure.
yes, it obviously is a master's in education, so it is going to be challenging, and I do expect to have a heavy workload. But in terms of like realistic goals, so yes, we would be working and then attending classes. And if we had to have work due, would we have ample time? Like, what would the deadlines be? A week or the next day, or what would it look like?
This is something obviously for the faculty to answer, but I'm aware of this, so I'll answer that for you. Yes, I know for the bachelor's it's a little bit more stringent, but when it comes to the master's, it is more flexible. It takes like you're given at least a good week or 2 weeks to complete assignments, or it's actually a lot more flexible, because as you know, most of the teachers for this program are extremely busy. with time being one of the biggest concerns. So yes, there will be workload, but there is a lot of flexibility, and the timelines are in a way that it's fine. It's all my other students who joined last year, I mean, still in touch with them. And yeah, obviously for some it's they took one unit and they're like, what, I could have taken two. And for some it's like, oh my God, even one is too much. So it really depends on how you manage your time. But in general, we have flexibility, and we have all sorts of students. We have some who find it like easy, some who find it a bit more difficult, but you have the flexibility. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much. And that's all the questions from me.
Wonderful. And Alicia and all the others, what I would do next is, obviously, if you want, I can take you through the application, but I don't know whether I should do that. We don't have that many people there were some who requested for it, but they've not joined. So, but I'll just show you that very quickly. But what we'll do after that is, if you have made an application and you have received a letter of offer, before you make a decision, or before we go ahead with the enrollment, I would like to conduct maybe either a master class with our program head, education head, faculty, or just an interaction, so that you can have all of these content, or the course related questions answered for you. If you are not sure which stream to choose, you can get details of that as well. So that is something I'm planning to organize by end of the month, and I'll be in touch with you about that. Meanwhile, before I go ahead and show you the application, any other questions? Okay. Okay. So just a second. Right. So the application is pretty simple. You need to go to our website, and you need to apply. Okay, this goes to the first slide. All right. So you basically need to go to our online portal, the website, and you'll see something called Apply Now. So once you click on it, you will be able to create an account, which is your email ID and a password. And then you need to submit these documents. So the most important document would be your bachelor's degree and transcript. If at all it is not related to education, we would require your education diploma or any previous studies in the education field. We would also require your work experience letter, preferably in education or any other work experience. This is to assess scholarships for you. So based on your achievements, and we would assess scholarship for you. It's primarily based on academics, but we also look at other achievements. So if you have recommendation letters from your principals or employers, or any other achievements or something that you would like to highlight, that would be always helping us to give you more scholarships. So apart from that, we need the copy of passport and visa. If at all you've taken any English test, you can add that. If not, that's fine. So once we have your application, we would take about 7 days to assess it, and then come back to you with the result, with the offer letter. Or in case, if we need additional documents or we need to discuss with you more, we'll come to that. With that, I think that's pretty much from my end. Let me know if you have any more questions or anything else that you would like to know. I'll be more than happy to help you and answer those for you. Any questions? Okay. Well, in that case, that's it, I guess. You have my contact details here. I am available on my email. That's the best way to get in touch with me. No questions. Okay. That's the best way to get in touch with me. I also have my mobile number here, so you can call me during working hours, or WhatsApp during working hours, off working hours. Sometimes I answer, sometimes no, but email is actually the best way to reach out to me. So if you have any questions, drop me a line, or just give me a time and I can always call you and we can discuss in detail. And thank you so much for attending and for your time today. I will also be, sending a recording of this to you all if you want to refer to it in future. And I really wish to, hope to see you all in our campus or wait for your application. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.